Hello viewers, welcome to Emmanuel Maths Academy. So today we'll be talking about this particular concept, change of subject formula. Subject of the formula simply means expressing a particular variable in terms of other variables. Look at what I mean. When you have x equal to t plus 1, here the subject of this formula or the subject of the relation is x because x is standing on its own. Simply means this x is being expressed in terms of these other variables. Just other variables just means the unknown terms in the equation. Now, when we have y equal to x minus 1, here the subject is y. Now, the process of rearranging and making different variables, the subject, is what we call change of subject formula. Now, let's look at an example. Examples. Example 1. When you are given y equal to 2x plus n, you are asked to make x the subject, make x the subject. Here, what do you do first? You have y equal to 2x plus n. Here, you bring n to this side. You have y minus n equal to 2x. The next thing you do is you divide both sides with the coefficient of x. The coefficient of x here is 2. So you divide both sides with the coefficient of x. Divide this side with 2. Divide this side with 2. We are left with, okay, 2 will cancel 2. We now have x equal to this. You can rearrange this to mean x equal to y minus n over 2. Now, x is being expressed in terms of these other variables. So this is what we mean. Let's look at another example. When you are given z equal to 4x plus 4y, and you are asked to do what? To make x the subject. To make x the subject. Now you write out, you have z. This 4y will come to this side. And you know, when the sign of addition crosses the sign of equality, it changes to minus. That's what we did here. So it will be z minus 4y equal to 4x. You do what? You divide both sides with the coefficient of what? Coefficient of x, which is what? Z minus 4y divided by 4, 4x divided by 4. You have that x is equal to z minus 4y over 4. Yeah. Now let's look at this example. When you are given a equal to 4x squared minus pi x squared. Now here, make x the subject of the formula. Okay, so here, make x the subject of the formula. You can see that we have x squared here and also have x squared here, right? So what do? We factor out for solution. We factor out this, what they have in common here. That's x squared. You have x squared into brackets 4 minus pi. Now, if you use this x squared to expand this bracket, you get the same thing. So what do? You now divide both sides with the coefficient of this x squared. And the coefficient of this x squared is this whole thing here. We have a over 4 minus pi. This whole thing over 4 minus pi. This will cancel this. We now have a over 4 minus pi equal to x squared. Now, what do we do? Remember, we are asked to make a the subject of the formula, not x squared. Now, how do you get x? To eliminate this square here, you have to take the square root of both sides. Now, taking the square root of both sides, you have square root of a over 4 minus pi. Here you have x. Yeah, you have x. When you take the square root of x squared, you have x. Because just see this aside. When you have a root a or square root of a, it's the same thing as what? A power 1 over 2. Is that correct? So if we have x here, x squared raised to power root x squared is equal to what? X raised to power 2 raised to power 1 over 2. If you expand this, you have what? S raised to power 2 over 2. 2 we cancel 2. We now have left with x. That's how we got this. Is that correct? So let's look at more examples. Okay. Given this, c equal to square root of x squared minus y squared. Make x the subject. Oh, now let's make y the subject. Let's make y the subject of this. Let's just leave x here because we have been talking about x all the time. Let's consider making y the subject. So what the first thing you do here? Solution. What's the first thing you do? You take the square of both sides. To eliminate this square root, you take square of both sides. Now taking square of both sides, you have c squared equal to x squared plus y squared. Remember, we are making y the subject. Make y the subject. Now, x squared will come to this side, and you have negative minus x squared equal to y squared. And now, to eliminate this square in y, you take the square root of both sides again. You have square root of c squared minus x squared equal to y. That's all. As simple as that.